what made you decide to write a tell-all book?
Well, you know, Simon & Schuster came to me and said, would you be interested? And I thought to myself, if this was 10 years ago, or even longer than that, I would have said absolutely not. But I'm 80 years old. If I'm going to do it, this is the time to do it. I said, yeah.
Would you do it if your parents were still alive?
Probably.
You would, okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I would have told them everything anyway.
Okay, oh good, so you had that kind of relationship.
Yeah, yeah. So.
And what did you gain from writing the book? Did you learn about yourself?
Yeah, I did. You know, things coming out that I, you know, kind of maybe put aside in a way, as you do, you know. Yeah, all of a sudden it was out there in the open again. And I thought to myself, you know, well, you know, people are going to find out things they probably never expected from me. But I don't care at this point. I don't care. I didn't do anything wrong. I did everything mostly because I loved the man I was married to. Jack Cassidy was the reason for almost everything that I did. And that was the basis of it all. It was my love for him. You know.
So you're a very loyal woman to your spouse.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, that comes first.
Yeah.
Being a mom and being a wife.
Right, exactly.
Over any other decision,
Yes.
or even sometimes over yourself.
Yes.
Interesting.
It is.
So how is that, being such a strong person and having, seems like your career sex, because I'm looking at the book.
My career and sex.
Kind of go hand in hand usually. But with a career
well, I was
like
always
yours.
married. You know, I was never not married. I mean,
Yeah, but usually women become divas, or they have the Academy Award and they become narcissistic, and it's all about me. And it seems like even when you got married, you're like, it's about them, and it's about the family, and it's about the family unit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's how come you're close to your kids, and that's why they're okay. And yeah. What do you think that is, and why do you think that's so hard for people to
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think part of it was the way I was raised, you know, living in a small town of 800 people, and having, even though I was an only child, it was a big family unit. As I said, my grandmother had 8 children. We were all there. I had aunts and uncles and cousins everywhere, so it wasn't like I was a little lone kid, you know, growing up. I was around a lot of relatives, and a lot of, like sisters and brothers, they were to me. And that became the #1 thing to me. I mean, I wanted to live that way. I wanted my children to live that way. And that was #1. Now, the fact that show business didn't lead you into those kinds of things easily, I mean, obviously. But I don't care, and I love my work too. And the interesting thing is, I would be going, when Jack and I were married, our first house was in Bel Air, Moraga Drive, as a matter of fact. And I would come home from work and doing a big movie or a big television show, and walk in the door, and he'd say, "Look, sit down, tell me what happened, I'll get you a drink." I said, "No, I want to see my kids. I don't want to talk about the day. I don't want to be asked any questions about the day. I want to be with my kids. I don't want to talk about it." And I never would. Never discuss what happened that day. That was past.
Yeah, now you want to play with your kids, you want to be here now. Beautiful. Well, what do you want your legacy to be?
My legacy? I don't know. I'm not sure I have a legacy.
You do. You do.
I don't know. I would like my children and grandchildren to respect me, not just because I was, you know, won an Academy Award or was in show business, but respect me as a person. I would like my legacy to be that I had a good sense of humor, you know, which I believe in completely. That's why I'm married to this joker that I married. All of those things, you know, that I was a good mother, good wife, you know, good person mostly, more than anything else, you know, so.